They score, they shoot threes, they drive. It's going to be a handful for them. I honestly came away from this series sort of blown away with Miami. Physically hobbled, lost the sixth man of the year, who, let's be honest, once he was hurt, he was playing at 50%. Tyler Hero, groin injury. You could see him in pregame warmups. He was grimacing. They have a very limited offense. Bam Adebayo is there too, but he was shut down in most games. He's more of a 3 or a 4 on a championship team. Jimmy Butler's got an inflamed knee, which he's been dealing with for several years because he's played a lot of games. And the fact that he played, last 2 games, all but about 4 minutes, I don't know. This team was all on will and fight and passion. That's the story. This game will, 10 years from now, this Miami team, the memories will disappear into the ether. I think I was more impressed with the Heat. How was this series close? It was just on guts and guile and mettle and moxie, and that's why they shot 20% on threes, 66% from the free throw line, only 42% from the field, and with a minute left, after being clobbered in the first quarter, Miami hung around. It's not a shot at Boston. They're a very good basketball team. They're a better basketball team than Miami. But sometimes the guy who wins the fight is not as impressive as the guy who loses it. And I come away looking at Miami. I said all year on this show multiple times, I don't get Miami. I don't get it. They don't have a second scorer. I get it now. I mean, that was one of the great efforts ever by a team. The fact that Miami won in Boston in Game 6 makes no sense. And one of the most heroic performances from Jimmy Butler I ever recall a player having as a losing player in a series. I would have given the MVP to Jimmy Butler. That's not a knock on Jason Tatum. He's well-rounded. He's one of my favorite young players in the league. I thought the MVP of the series, the fact that it went 7 is unbelievable. Jimmy Butler may not be an elite scorer, but what's interesting about Jimmy Butler, on an inflamed knee, look at the minutes he played in the last 2 games. Played virtually every minute. And I mean, that's a guy that plays both ends of the floor. Too often, we don't know and can't interpret what the word valuable means. This is something I complain about all the time. Most valuable player in the series was Jimmy Butler. That's not even arguable. Most valuable player was Jimmy Butler. Take Jimmy Butler off the Heat, they don't win a game. They don't win a quarter. You take Jason Tatum off the Celtics, it'll be competitive. They can push back. So I don't spend a lot of time talking about the team that lost a series, but tip of the cap to Miami. It took me the final game of the season to figure you guys out. I did. You'll go home. You'll retool. You'll reboot. You don't have to rebuild. And congrats to the Celtics. Going to be an interesting series.